Hello and welcome back to Jade Empire. So, you might be wondering why the last episode was quite so short. Well, I'm going to give you a small warning. Also, look at my shadow. That is weird. Very, very weird. Anyway, yes. Why was the last episode so short? Last episode was so short because the guy we're about to meet, he has a lot of let's just say he has a lot of dialogue. That's a nice way of putting it. He is a bit of a lore, just kind of dumpster. He's just going to tell you everything you've ever wondered. So we had a little bit of a short episode just so we could introduce him, and now we're going to go and talk to him for about, I don't know, it could be an hour. So, just fair warning.
This cannot be. Is it really possible? I sense the mark of the water dragon upon you. You have returned.
Who are you?
You don't recognize me? No, of course not. You were just an infant when you were taken from us. I am the spirit of Abbot Song, slain many years ago by the glorious strategist. Before my death, I was the head of the Spirit Monk Order. Your order.
Okay. The glorious strategist, you mean Master Li?
Master Li? He is Sun Li, the traitor. How out of balance the world has become when one of our order believes Sun Li to be his master. You are a spirit monk, born here in Dirge and cleansed in the sacred fountains. You were an infant the day the Emperor and Sun Li attacked our monastery. I tried to save you from the slaughter, only to lose you to Li when he ripped you from the arms of your dying guardian.
Okay. But claims he was the one who saved me.
I can only imagine what lies and distortions he told you about Dirge, your heritage, and his own role in events here. But now, you deserve to hear the truth. 30 years ago, the long drought struck the land. For a decade, crops withered and died. Starving people across the Empire demanded that something be done. Despite his position, Emperor Sun Hai could not alter the natural order. He demanded that his brother, the glorious strategist, concoct a plan to rectify this insult. Through Sun Li's cunning, the armies of the Emperor laid siege to the gates of Dirge. They came to seize the Water Dragon's power and her life-giving waters.
So what happened when they attacked Dirge?
The soldiers of the Imperial Army swarmed over us, too many to count. My spirit monks fought bravely, but I knew the battle was lost. We were beaten. All around me, my fellow spirit monks were dying. I tried to hold the attackers at bay. Prince Qin attacked me, and then Master Li cut me down from behind. The Emperor ascended unopposed, but already Sun Li and Prince Qin plotted against him. The glorious strategist was not content to watch his brother come to power. Emperor Sun Hai, ruler of the Jade Empire, stepped beyond his station and slew the Water Dragon, claiming her power for his own. His brothers tried to strike him down, but they could not know he would be so strong. Infused with the Water Dragon's power, he was now unbelievably powerful. Sun Li escaped with his life, but he left his brother, Prince Qin, to suffer the Emperor's terrible vengeance. A spirit monk child still lived. He killed your guardian. Claiming his identity, no longer a servant of the Emperor, Li abandoned his fearsome armor to become the master you thought you knew. If you and the amulet were the key to defeating his brother, he might still claim that power. Li disappeared with you and the amulet, escaping the Emperor's retribution. With his newfound power, the Emperor, as a taunt to his traitorous brother, bound kin spirit to the armor Li had left behind. And Death's Hand was born.
Yeah, that's
You
not
were
quite the story we were
spirit
told.
monks. Sun Li saw our attempt to save you as confirmation of your importance. He believed you were meant to restore what he helped steal. He trained you to be an instrument of vengeance, an agent to succeed where he and Prince Qin had failed. But with your death, the Emperor is now invincible.
Okay, so, yes. So I defeated the Emperor, then Li betrayed me. Master Li is the power of the Water Dragon now. I can see why it's called a Glorious Strategist. Now he has a god's power. Yes, I defeated an Emperor, then Li betrayed me.
Then the Glorious Strategist has won. You were the last of the spirit monks. But now you are just a ghost like the rest of us. No one is left to oppose Sun Li.
Yeah, but the Water Dragon said that they would bring me back if I restored the Fountains of Dirge.
You spoke with the Water Dragon? Of course. Only she could guide your spirit to Dirge, while all others must wander the mortal world. I worried that our last hope had died with you, but now I see you have come to restore the Fountains of Dirge. The first step in restoring the Water Dragon herself. As leader of the spirit monks in life, I am bound by honor and duty to aid you in this task. I swear, I will not abandon you until the Fountains of Dirge are restored.
Okay, cool. I'm honored to have you with me.
I can guide you here in Dirge, this lost home of yours. I know the monastery well, and will do everything in my power to help you restore the fountains.
How am I supposed to restore the fountains?
The fountains were tainted with human blood, which shattered their seals. The blood that stained them is gone. Replacing the seals should restore them.
I want to ask you some questions.
I know the monastery well. If there are questions you wish to ask in your quest to restore the fountains, I will do my best to answer them.
So, do you have any general advice for me?
Only that you should do as the Water Dragon asked, and try to restore the Fountains of Dirge.
Okay. We already know this.
I know the monastery.
Yes. I want to know more about my amulet.
The amulet is an artifact of great power, though few truly understand its nature. What do you wish to know?
Well, I saw Li take it from me. How can I still use it?
The amulet is a powerful tool, but it is only a tool. When you were first learning to unleash the power within you, the amulet helped you to focus your mind and energy. But you are a spirit monk. The power of the Water Dragon was always in you, not in the amulet. Now you are strong enough to draw on that power without the amulet.
Okay. So if the power was mine, what does the amulet actually do?
It is a tool and a focus. It allows you to understand the power you can wield, and to use the essence gems that so many discount as trinkets. We alone can draw on more than one gem at a time. You can do this, even without the physical amulet, now that you know your true nature.
Okay. So, if it's only a focus, why did Li take it from me?
You no longer need the amulet, but Li has a use for it. Li's brother, Sanhai, consumed the water dragon's power, but without the amulet, it was a long and slow process. Even after 20 years, he was not strong enough to defeat you. Had the Lotus Assassins brought him enough pieces of the amulet, he would have been far more powerful. But Sun Li has the amulet, making him far more dangerous. With it, he can draw on the water dragon's power much faster. Unless you stop him soon, he will become invincible.
Okay, yep. So why were the pieces scattered across the Empire?
I did not want the amulet to fall into the hands of our enemy. When I realized the battle was lost, I shattered it into several pieces. I gave the pieces to my apprentices and told them to flee to the farthest reaches of the Empire. The core of the amulet was given to the young monk who fled with you.
Okay.
I knew the core alone would be enough for you to start discovering your true power. But anyone else would need to find all the pieces to use the amulet.
Okay. Why is it so powerful?
The amulet is a power...
We already learned this. Okay. I want to ask you something else.
I will do my best to answer whatever questions you might have.
I'm curious about the spirit monks in Dirge.
I would be honored to help you learn more about our order and your legacy.
Okay. You said I was born here at Dirge.
Many of our order were brought to us as children. Orphans we raised to serve our great mistress. But a few children are born here at the monastery. Both your mother and father were spirit monks. You were born right here in Dirge, and bathed in the sacred fountains, mere days before we were destroyed.
Okay.
Both your mother and father died in the attack, along with the rest of us who served the water dragon.
What were my parents like?
They were good people. Their love for each other was matched only by their devotion to the water dragon herself. Had they survived, you would have been raised here in Dirge. They would have instructed you from birth in the duties of a spirit monk. It is a tragedy you never knew them.
So what did the spirit monks do exactly?
We served the water dragon as her guardians and protectors. We saw to the needs of her physical form, maintained Dirge, and honored her with worship and prayer.
Is that all? Let's just go with sounds boring. Yeah.
We also served as shepherds for the dead. Most spirits came to Dirge in time, but sometimes a spirit was unable or unwilling to leave the mortal world behind. We would seek out these lost spirits. Those with unfinished business or those who had suffered traumatic deaths would need our help to reach Dirge. But now that the water dragon is gone, none of the spirits can find their way to Dirge. And those already here are trapped. The portal to the afterlife is sealed.
Okay. Tell me more about Dirge.
Dirge is a place between. It exists in both the mortal world and the spirit realm. And it leads to the underworld itself. It is a bridge between life and death. Once it was a holy place, but now it is defiled. Dirge has become a place of great evil and corruption. A corruption that has been growing for the past 20 years.
Okay. Well, I think we've asked him everything. Yeah. So we'll go through this.
You are
Let's move
probably
on.
right. We must restore the water dragon's power. before Sun Li gains full command of her powers.
Okay, the game saves for me, and let's go. Ooh. Was a little weird. Okay, camera's a little bit more sensitive than it usually is. Scroll stand. The ritual of binding. The ability to bind a spirit is one of the great honors that the water dragon has bestowed upon us. Therefore, we must always remember to treat this gift with the proper respect. When you bind a spirit, you become the guardian of that spirit. It is as though the spirit is your child, though it is your duty to return the spirit to the water dragon for her judgment. Until you give that spirit over to her, you are fully responsible for that spirit. Since the spirit will obey your every command, you must always have the best interests of the spirit in mind when it is under your control. You must never command a spirit to do anything that might affect the water dragon's judgment of that spirit later on. And though it is the most common rule when binding spirits, I will repeat it again. Under no circumstances will you ever bind the spirit of a living person. Such acts are punishable by death and judgment at the hands of the water dragon herself. Okay, interesting. So we got this way up here. That looks like a fountain. And then we got this other path round here. Leads up to some kind of fight. Okay. Ooh.
You have nothing to fear here. Though many dangerous beings dwell in Dirge, these monks and soldiers cannot harm you.
Okay. What's going on here?
The monks and soldiers who fell during the battle are trapped here in Dirge. Caught in a never-ending war, they fight, they fall, only to rise and fall again. Li cut me down on the steps of the temple. My body fell and my spirit rose. Powerless, I fled toward the outer courtyard while the battle still raged. I wanted to see if you had escaped. Instead, I saw Li take you, and I found myself trapped out here. The Emperor had sealed the gates behind me.
Okay, so you can't get back into the temple?
My spirit cannot leave Dirge. None of the spirits here can leave. For 20 years, I have been trapped in the outer courtyard, unable to pass through the gates. My hope is that the restoration of the fountain will allow the gates to open. Perhaps inside we can find a way to restore Dirge and free my brethren from this curse.
Okay. Well, all I care about is getting back to the land of the living.
Li has trained you in his own image, selfish and oblivious to the suffering of others. Yet I know the water dragon believes in you, and I will not lose hope, not now.
Okay, cool. Just looking around to see if there's anything hidden in one of these corners. Don't think there is, but don't want to miss anything here. I don't believe there's any chance of coming back here once we leave, so let's just make sure we have a good look the first time. I'm going to quick save just before we go down to that fountain. I think we're clear, yeah. Apart from that guy floating, that's a little bit weird. Anyway, I suppose he's a ghost. He can float if he wants to. Right. So we just restore the seal? Ah. Some enemies. I assume you'll be immune to a sword. So let's go into this. I don't know why they'd be immune to a sword, by the way, when we're all ghosts, and the sword is also a ghost. But, you know, they're immune to a sword. We'll leave it at that. Oh, she tempested us. Okay, we want to use Tempest. Oh, wow. We got Tempest again. It's gonna get stun locked. Wow. It's happening again. This is ridiculous. Okay. I'm just trying to jump back the moment that we can. There we go. We got out of it. Yeah, they're... I just wanted to check. Oh, thought I had a hit in there. Back off. You know what? It's time for Toad Team. Just gonna poison as much as we can. They can't hit us with any kind of anything else. Get the damage down while we can. There we go. We don't need Chief or anything else right now. Hit this one in the face. Right, back over. Okay. Oh, don't like being frozen. Just, yeah, don't like this at all. Don't like being burned either. Abbott Song's down. Yeah, pretty much. They're all at half health. This really isn't going well. Frozen, huh? Just try to get the damage down on one of them. Oh no, no, no. No! Ah, damn it. That stun is so good. Problem is we can't do it back to them because they have 3 people and we only have 2. You can block it. I did not know you could block it. I just thought I'd try. Right. Oh, thought we had a chance to power attack. Oh well, we're gonna have to try that fight again. Guess we need to focus on one. I would definitely try and focus on the one who completely destroys you continuously with stuns. But anyway, let's see if we can get rid of him. Then that will allow Abbott's Song to actually do something. Get the 3 of them. It's the one on the left we want to go for. I want to go for this one. Also don't want to be frozen if we can help it. Okay. We're a bit slowed, but we're still alright. Frozen, huh? Okay. Keep hitting him. Keep hitting him. Just don't let him cast anything. We can block his AoE attack with our block. There we go. This is much better. One more hit. Right. We got him. Right. I'm just trying to get her down here. Right. And stun. Double hits it. Double hits it. Just make sure we get our hits in each time. Oh no, we're frozen. Good jump. That's not what I want to do. I want to do the AoE, but oh. There we go, that's what we're on. Let's try to get some more damage down. Let's swap it for our chi for health, and let's go in. Couple more hits. I really hate that knockback, but it's better than the alternative. Once we're 1-on-1, we've won the fight. So. Oh dear. There we go. There we got him. Oh, I thought that he was using chi strikes. I thought he was using a power attack for a second. Why did I jump in the way of that? Okay. No! Oh no! This is not meant to be the toughest fight in the game. Yeah, I guess we still want to get rid of the one I was getting rid of. Maybe we want to just chi strike him to death. Maybe that's the best answer. Just go full on chi strike. Okay. Let's try that. Maybe we'll just hit her. Get rid of her freezing nonsense. You know, chi strikes do a lot of damage. There we go. Oh no. I love that that can hit her. I didn't know it could, but I love that that can. Right, there we go. Some more hits. Avoid the fire. Okay, we got paralyzed, but maybe it's best to let Abbott's song just be the one who's fully paralyzed forever. Dodge, 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 dodge. Nope. Dodged it once. Right, start hitting this guy. We don't want to let them group up, so we want to try and be at this side. And then just walk into it. No, we don't want them to be grouped up. Let's try getting to the other side of the fountain. We want them to come to us. You can figure out how to get to us. Yeah. We just don't want to be in stun range. There we go. Oh, got glitched through there. Yeah. Good. Alright. No more chi, but we have Abbott's song, and we just got a chi fool thing. They just put entirely into hell. Okay. Let's see if we can get either side of them and let Abbott's song do the main work here. Keep hitting him, keep hitting him. I don't think he should be allowed to power attack, switch stance, and then do another power attack instantly. That seems like a little bit of a glitch. Right, there we go. We got him. No problem. First time.
The guardian of this fountain is destroyed, and I weep for her. She was once one of our order, but lured by Li's promises of wealth and power, she betrayed us.
Who was she?
This thing is the corrupted spirit of Xian Wu. During the attack, she and several other spirit monks betrayed us by tainting the holy fountains with human blood. Long before the attack, Li sent spies to bribe some of our weaker members. When they tainted the fountains, the power sustaining us against the army vanished.
What happened to Xian Wu?
After the battle, the Emperor executed Xian Wu and the others, and he used the power of the water dragon to bind their spirits to the fountains.
So how did he do it?
The binding is a sacred ritual of the spirit monks. We can draw on the power of the water dragon to bind a spirit to us. It is one of our tools for shepherding the dead. Even before Dirge was befouled, there were ghosts in the world. Some spirits would become lost in their journey here, or refuse to let go of the mortal world and go mad. If we found one of these restless ghosts, we could bind it to us and bring it to Dirge. Then we would release the spirit, so the water dragon could lead it into the afterlife.
So the Emperor did this to Jian Wu?
The binding is a great gift from the water dragon, if used properly. But the power can be abused. The Emperor bound the traitors not to himself, but to a place. The spirit can never escape such a binding. It feels an inexorable pull, but it has nowhere to go. It feels a compulsion to obey, but is never given a command. The spirit twists and corrupts, and in its agony it goes mad. Binding a spirit to a place is a terrible crime for our order. The only thing worse is binding a living creature.
Okay. Can you teach me how to bind the living?
Binding the living condemns them to a fate worse than death. It forces the subject to obey and robs them of their free will. As a spirit monk, you must never do such a thing. The ability to bind spirits comes from the essence of the water dragon inside you. You may not have the power now, but one day you will be able to call upon it when needed. But this is not the time for lessons or instruction. The Guardian is dead, but you must place the seal on the fountain for it to be fully restored.
Okay. Well, let's go place the seal on the fountain. And that's the first door opened.
It worked! The fountain is restored, and the gates to the inner courtyard have opened.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good point to end it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and next time we'll go and get the other fountains. See you then.